What's up, YouTube? I just came across some interesting news articles today. I wasn't gonna plan on doing a video for a while, you know, try to let my subscriber rate get up from my old other videos, but I had to get this one out there. This is just rumor. I don't know how true this is, but it seems like Dixie Carter is considering firing Vince Russo for Hulk Hogan. I don't know, like, does that mean, like, having Hulk Hogan as head of creative, or just firing Vince Russo to get Hulk Hogan? Because it's out there that Hogan will not come in as long as Vince Russo is there, or something along those lines. So, I found that very interesting. So, also because, what did the article say? That he, Dixie Carter has this plan on pushing lesser known talent, and make them bigger stars. That way they have more main event names. Some like what they're doing with Matt Morgan, Eric Young. But it seems that Vince Russo is more planned on pushing the older guys like Booker T, Scott Steiner, and all that. So there's a lot of growing conflict there. And it's also speculation that she feels that Vince Russo's booking is also causing for the low ratings they've been having lately. Even though on this week's Impact, they said, make sure you check your DVR to TNA Wrestling and not TNA Impact like it has been for a while. So they changed that up. So if your DVR is set for TNA Impact, please change it. Make sure it's TNA Wrestling or whatever they had it for that week. What else? Other interesting news happened. The situation with LACY Von Erich joining the Beautiful People. If you don't know, next week on Impact, spoiler alert, LACY Von Erich will be joining the Beautiful People. If you don't know who she is, she's a third generation superstar. I forget who her dad is at this time. The Texas Tornado. Yeah. I forget her real name. The Texas Tornadoes. She will be joining the Beautiful People to replace Angelina Love. So the Beautiful People gimmick has not died. They're bringing in a third generation to replace Angelina, because it seems that TNA doesn't think this whole visa situation will be resolved anytime soon. So yeah, what else? What happened this week? I guess we can talk about Impact a little bit. What happened on Impact? We have AJ Styles being the new World Heavyweight Champion. That's pretty good. He came out and challenged Sting for the 12 match at Bound for Glory. Then we're going to have Matt Morgan versus Kurt Angle. Rumor has it that we're going to have Bobby Lashley versus Joe. That'll be an interesting match. What else happened on Impact? The TNA Women's Tag Titles were defended. We saw Sarita and Wild defeat Victoria, aka Tara, and ODB. So like those two are gonna go have a little feud. In addition, probably have Awesome Kong in that feud too. So that'd be a nice little thing. That's all I like about TNA. Even though they need to get rid of those IWGP titles, send those back to Japan, because we have 3 tag titles. And if you don't know this about the IWGP titles, those titles in Japan are still marked down as Team 3D being champion. So the British Invasion will not be in the history books as IWGP champions. So I don't know why they're on the British Invasion. I can understand for storyline purposes, but those titles just need to leave the company now that you have your women's and your regular men's titles, tag titles. You have the X Division title, which is great for younger talent. Then you have the Legends title, which is, people don't like the Legends title, but it's good for keeping old people or the older talent out of the main event scene. As you can see, we have Kevin Nash versus Mick Foley right now, and it's just good to keep older people, or the older talents, the older superstars, the veterans, if you will, out of the main event picture. So we can't have your AJ Styles and stuff running for the main event. Then we have the X Division, the 3 tag. You got the women's title, which I love, the TNA women's division. And then we have the World Heavyweight title. So that's 3X. That's 7 titles on a 2-hour show. No other shows. So unless TNA is planning on getting a second show, maybe, I don't know, because I don't know how they're going to work out all these titles. Like they say, that's kind of a Vince Russo thing. Everybody's been saying, having all these different titles. I can see having a secondary women's set of titles, because the women are just awesome. They're bringing in more women, as we can see. But unless they're gonna use some of those 10 shows, those extra 10 shows that for the women in the X Division only. And then, yeah, that's enough on TNA. Then we had SmackDown. That was pretty good SmackDown. I'm not a big Batista fan. I prefer him over John Cena, which isn't really saying that much. But that was the main event. Him and Big Show. No, that wasn't the main event. The main event was Punk versus Undertaker. I didn't watch the match. I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch the match. I was watching it at Comedy Central with Dane Cook. But yeah, so why you didn't watch? I'm a CM Punk's one of my favorites. Undertaker's one of my favorites. But I didn't watch the match because I wanted to. Because I want to. This is the second match, and I want to just skip straight to the third match. Because it's like, wow, if I see those two wrestle again before they have their next match, it's gonna be like, wow, I'm getting tired of seeing this. So I just decided not to watch that match, even though it might have been a good match. I don't know. But anyway, there was the thing with Teddy Long and Vince. It's always, I don't know, like what kind of angle that's going to be. I don't know. And then we have Vince McMahon coming out, and then for him bringing out Drew McIntyre and giving him the mic, and calling him a future world champion. So I guess we're gonna see him versus Morrison soon, or him versus Ziggler. But that wouldn't make any sense to have two heels going after each other. Even though Drew McIntyre versus Ziggler will be a great match, it only makes more sense in this new WWE to have face versus heel, Morrison versus McIntyre. If you don't know who Drew McIntyre is, he's been on WWE programming several times in the past. So do your history on him. He was teamed up with Dave Taylor on SmackDown. He went to Raw for a while. I don't think he did anything on Raw though. But yeah, he's been in WWE a while. He's been developmental. So they're finally bringing him up, and hopefully they're gonna do something with him because he is a good talent. But he's doing this program with R-Truth right now. So I have no idea how long this video has been. So we're gonna cut it off right there. The next video, I'll probably do a video on Wednesday covering Raw and ECW in one video. So I'm gonna start doing less videos so each video can get more views. Hopefully it'll lead to more subscribers, and more subscribers leads to a partnership. That's it, and I am out of here.